No vídeo anterior eu comecei uma missão que chamava Veneno Fervente e Mortalidade Emergente. Que era tipo, eu tenho uma pista sobre algum medicamento aí que tá fazendo modificações nas pessoas, que estão transformando naqueles bichos que fica revivendo. E reassistindo esse negócio eu percebi que isso não tem nada a ver com a história principal, então pra que diabos eu vou perder meu tempo editando isso, sabe? Então eu vou só deixar isso de fora, vai. Vamos pra história de verdade mesmo agora, vai. Olá, a mestra profetisa me pediu pra esperar você. Finalmente, não posso ir, tô ocupado agora. Tá, uma lojinha.
What does that mean? It's just a picture. Are we supposed to meet someone there? It's like one of those messages a kidnapper sends in a horror movie.
That's enough of that. Come on, let's go.
Hurry up, Qingque. We'll be fossils by the time you're finished.
I heard there was a disaster in the Divination Commission's delve? I'm surprised you're in the mood to play right now, Qingque.
Aí a personagem que dá a pedrada nos outros.
Even if the sky was gonna collapse on the Divination Commission, the Master Diviner would be there to hold it up. What she lacks in height, she more than makes up for in stamina.
O que ela não tem de altura.
Anyway, I didn't come here just to play. She ordered me to wait here for our guests. Time is precious. It's the place in the photo, all right. Is this a games parlor? What kind of problem can they possibly be facing? Isn't this hand a problem? I have the worst luck. Oh, hi there! I can tell just by looking at you that you're the Divination Commission's guests.
Tá, você trouxe a gente aqui só pra isso? Vou ver a moça jogar.
I know, I'm sorry. I was going to wait for you by the statue, but... Triplet! But folks from the Realm Keeping Commission descended on the area. It's too loud over there now. Pass! Pass! So I thought to myself, wouldn't it be better to meet someone quieter? Four of a kind! And wouldn't that be more fun, too? Better to show you the real Exalting Sanctum and introduce you to a true Xianzhou pastime, Celestial Jade.
Por que ela tá gritando na hora de jogar as peças? Não faz sentido.
Victory! Now that my wish has been fulfilled, there's nothing holding us back. Follow me, honored guests.
Tá. Do
I
nada.
must apologize for your long wait, honored guests.
It wasn't too long. Seeing your enthusiasm for this Celestial Jade game has stoked my curiosity.
I'm glad to hear it. You clearly have excellent taste. If you're interested, I can show you how to play. It's great fun. Look. Is that
Uma árvore.
It's an ancient tree. We call it the Ambrosial Arbor. It was once the Xianzhou Lafu's prized treasure.
I didn't know the Skyfaring Commission were history buffs.
Nerds de história.
Younger generations usually don't know much about it. It's said that the Ambrosial Arbor is an ancient remnant from when the Xianzhou roamed the ether. From a distance, it looks like half a tree stump. But according to records of the early nation, in its prime, it wound into the heavens and from it celestial bodies hung.
Pera aí, ela falou jovens. Essa aqui é mais velha? What the fuck? Não parece.
It means the tree was as tall as the sky and stars hung from its branches.
So, how big was it? Bigger than the Express? Bigger than Herta Space Station? No, that can't be right. Stars hung from its branches. Then, how did it fit in the Xianzhou?
Parece uma árvore super incrível.
Exactly. Let's just say it was bigger than your imagination. Anyway, it's just a legend. I see this view every day on my way to work. I'm kind of bored of it. Let's go. Just a heads up, please don't go running off once we're inside. You may be the Master Diviner's guests, but she hates people who don't abide by rules and regulations. Oh, and people who ask too many questions, not to mention... Please, don't push her buttons.
We're just here for the questioning. We'll leave as soon as it's over.
Ah, eu nem falei, né? Eu encontrei essas coisas aqui pelo mapa. Parece o meteoro do Zhongli, é igualzinho, mano.
So strange. Oh, let me guess, the gate isn't working? I don't understand. It's never been locked before. And no one told me to take a key. Hey, I know the food here sucks, but that's no reason to shut the gate on our guests.
A comida aqui é uma droga.
Are you really from the Divination Commission?
Talvez tenha acontecido alguma coisa lá dentro.
Don't scare me. Master Diviner wouldn't let anything bad happen on her watch. There's no need to panic, okay? This isn't the only entrance into the Divination Commission. I know an emergency access.
Alguns momentos depois.
This is the Matrix of Prescience, a large-scale Jade Abacus calculation terminal. It's the pride and joy of the Divination Commission.
We've heard the term Jade Abacus a few times now. Would you mind explaining what it is, Miss Qingque?
A Jade Abacus is just... a Jade Abacus.
Ah, não me diga.
That's a good question, Mr. Yang. It might take me a minute to give you an answer. Let me think. The book, Glimpses into the Beyond, describes it as living jade engraved with symbols for divination into the unknown. Just like engraving a seal, the craftsmen of the Xianzhou Artisanship Commission carve faint symbols into pieces of jade and then insert them into machines to get them to operate according to a certain intention.
Nossa, o bagulho é uma puta máquina gigante, velho.
Some jade abacuses are small enough to fit inside bracelets and jewelry. We put the bigger ones into instruments of calculation, so we can simulate the future and learn from the past.
É como se fosse algum tipo de adivinhação com símbolos.
Take the Matrix of Prescience here as an example. As long as sufficient information is provided, it can answer questions on anything, from the evolution of natural phenomena to the metabolism of living things. They say the theory behind the symbols was handed down by Moose, the Wisdom Walker. The principles are so profound that in the Divination Commission, only the Master Diviner truly understands them.
Então eles são computadores?
Seems like it. But Jade Abacus does sound a lot better. Besides, ordinary computers don't have cool backstories. Technology handed down from Noose.
O bagulho é um super computador,
Even
né?
in Madame Herta's space station. I never saw anything related to Noose. Anyway, don't dwell on names. As long as the machine works, what does it matter whether it's a Jade Abacus or a computer? Just like today. Would it have mattered if Baichue had brought you here instead of Qingque? It makes no difference at all. We're almost at the Matrix of Prescience core. The Master Diviner should be waiting.
Diviner Fu, how are things progressing?
We're fluctuating between the Heaven and Thunder trigrams. A step forward bridges no distance hence.
And for those who don't speak Fu Shen?
It's an utter disaster. How's that for a Divination Commission fortune? The Matrix of Prescience has stopped operating, and the symbols have dimmed.
Fala minha língua, por
There are
favor.
Stellaron spirits wreaking havoc inside the Commission, and the Cloud Knights are struggling to protect civilians. I want to restore the Matrix of Prescience, but I have no forces available. And on top of all of that, General, we still have to deal with the Stellaron hunter you handed to us. If that's not an utter disaster, then I don't know what is.
But you're Fu Shen, the seer. The boundless, omniscient. Bringing luck and avoiding misfortune is your strong suit, isn't it?
You don't need to flatter me, General. It's natural for fortune to fluctuate. There's no escaping it. The Divination Commission simply does its best to uncover the good and the bad and then make the right decisions. We have no magical means to turn the tide.
And that is precisely why we need you in charge. When it comes to handling clairvoyant Stellaron hunters, who better than Fu Shen the Seer? As for reinforcements, you didn't think I'd be unprepared, did you? Look, help has just arrived.
Master Diviner, I've brought you the guests. Though, it wasn't your order I received. So, General, even guests are on the payroll these days?
Well, since they're here already, I may as well make use of them.
Entering the Matrix of Prescience without my permission is a breach of protocol. Would be an ungracious thing to say in the present circumstances. I admit I'm pleasantly surprised to see you here. Qingque is often unreliable, but she comes through for us when the need
Não
arises.
costuma ser confiável. Você tá feliz da gente estar aqui pra fazer os seus serviços?
It's nice to have people I can entrust with difficult matters.
É.
I'm not like the General, and you don't even belong to my commission. I certainly won't be bossing you around.
No need for the formalities. We heard what the General said. If you need something from us, just say the word.
Very well, then I'll keep this brief. The Divination Commission is currently understaffed. I need your help to restart the Matrix of Prescience's space terminals. And eliminate the Stellaron spirits along the way.
Como é que funciona esse negócio aí, moça?
Qingque will accompany you.
Ah, tá.
She'll be in charge of restarting the terminal. As for eliminating the spirits... Psst.
I hath divined our future. We are destined to be errand runners.
Que buscam café. Palavrinhas mágicas.
What? Which magic word?
The universal one? Please?
Oh... Please.
Good enough.
Ela só tem uma personalidade esquisita, mas ela é de boa. Achei que fosse bem pior.
Is this what I get? No reward and a bunch of extra work? The Master Diviner wants me to restart the Matrix of Prescience's base terminals. And bring you along for the ride.
É a sua chance de brilhar.
I worked so hard on getting transferred to the repository. It's the best place to slack off and be invisible.
Ué, ela fez isso de propósito, ué.
Now I actually have career prospects. This is terrible. If I screw it up, they might fire me. But if I get it done right, they'll send me more work. I'm gonna ask more questions next time. I could be playing Celestial Jade right now.
Essa daí é tipo o Sino, que é viciado na porra do TCG. Essa daí é viciada no joguinho de pedrinha. Que eu sei lá o nome desse negócio.
It's been a while, my astral guest. Thanks to you, the
Nossa, a
lawful
voz
has
desse cara é tão
successfully
relaxante,
brought
velho.
Kafka to justice. I am truly grateful. There hadn't been a single Stellaron hunter arrest since the Inter-Astral Peace Corporation issued their bounty. This is a victory for the Xianzhou.
Vocês e a CPI são competidores ou algo do
How
tipo?
can we compete when our paths diverge? The Alliance has taken an oath to hunt down undying abominations, while the IPC is dedicated to their preservation. The Alliance and the Corporation occasionally work together, but ultimately, our ways are
Ai, meus
different.
dedos estão tudo travados.
Still, it's a pleasure for me to be able to say that the Xianzhou has captured a criminal wanted by the IPC.
Imagino mesmo, deve ser
Still,
um sentimento de orgulho meio da hora.
at present, Kafka has no intention of speaking, and the Stellaron hunter's motives remain unknown. We must rely on the power of the Divination Commission to unearth the truth.
Unearth the truth. You mean interrogate Kafka with the Matrix of Prescience?
Precisely. The Matrix of Prescience is the Divination Commission's ultimate weapon. It was originally used to calculate navigation routes and predict future events. But the secrets of the Stellaron hunters cannot remain hidden any longer. I have no choice but to move beyond conventional protocol. We must use divination to ascertain Kafka's intent. Everything hinges on restoring the Matrix of Prescience, which is why I would like you to help Diviner Fu complete the setup. I am eternally grateful for your assistance.
1.000 milhão de anos depois.
Oba, moça, terminei aqui o serviço. E agora?
Well done, all of you. I can sense the Matrix of Prescience symbols re-illuminating. Now, to interrogate Kafka.
Opa.
Those of you in the core may feel a few impacts. Are you ready?
Yes.
Is this really necessary? I said I'd cooperate with you.
Ué, o que houve com o olho dela?
I have no interest in the words of wanted criminals. especially those skilled in the art of manipulation. So, say what you will. I'm here to witness the divination of the Matrix of Prescience. The Divination Commission has ways of extracting the truth, and they're far more effective than a conversation.
Then please, Master Diviner, witness my destiny.
Mas real, mudou o olho dela, velho. O que aconteceu? Oh, que da hora.
That's why you're here? All for that?
Well, not what you were expecting.
E que foi que ela viu?
I can't believe it. But the Matrix of Prescience cannot be wrong.
O que você viu?
Kafka has nothing to do with the Stellaron, but you... It's you.
Como assim? A gente o quê?
Absurd. I'd never have thought it.
O que acabou de acontecer?
Ask her yourself. Take as long as you wish. I must report this to the General immediately. Please excuse me.
You go ask her.
Ah, tinha que ser,
I know
né?
you still have many questions for Kafka yourself.
Tá, deixa eu conversar aqui com eles dois primeiro, né?
If there are questions you want Kafka to answer, now's the time.
Você quer saber alguma coisa?
There are many things I want to know, but they can wait.
You go. I don't want to talk to that woman. Be careful, though. Don't get fooled by her again.
Pode deixar, persistir no erro é burrice.
Fool you what now? Stop it. I'm getting Fu Xuan vibes.
A moça tá flutuando, vai. Beleza. E aí, moça? Você pode responder umas perguntinhas aí pra mim?
Hi.
Oi, oi.
You haven't changed a bit. I'm sorry you have to see me in such a sorry state.
Você tá bem? Tá machucado?
Concerned about me? I'm fine. The Xianzhou is always courteous with its captives.
Vamos começar sendo gentil, né?
I didn't talk to you on the train because I knew you and I would get to talk alone here. Worth waiting for, don't you think? You seem to have a lot to ask me.
Qual é o seu objetivo?
Elio said he foresaw 3 questions, but they would be the same in essence. If I were to hear one of them, I would then tell you the objective of this trip in all its detail. Since you asked one of the 3 questions, it means everything is going smoothly. Are you ready to hear my answer? Xianzhou's Stellaron problem is not directly linked to us. But if you look at it from Elio's perspective, you can't say the Stellaron hunters are completely innocent. We foresaw all this long ago, but chose to remain indifferent until the time was right for us to get involved. Diviner Fu was surprised because she discovered 3 truths. 1. The Stellaron hunters are not enemies of the Xianzhou. You know this now, though you refuse to believe it.
Você já sabe disso? Como assim?
2. Someone else brought the Stellaron into the Xianzhou and activated it. A result of both internal unrest and external aggression. Traitors on the Luofu and enemies from outside want to overthrow the Xianzhou. The Master Diviner is in a hurry to find the General, presumably to inform him of this fact. However, that's all the Master Diviner knows, because Elio withheld key pieces of information from me. He foresaw the Divination Commission using the Matrix of Prescience against me. As for number 3, even in their wildest dreams, the Xianzhou Alliance could never have guessed it. If the Stellaron hunters aren't the cause of all this, then why are Blady and I even here?
Mas se os caçadores não têm relação com isso, por que eles estão aqui? Né?
We're here for you.
Ué, por nós? Como assim?
Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
É, parece
It's
muito
no wonder
ridículo.
Fu Shen doesn't believe it either. But the matrix of prescience doesn't lie. The answer is just that bizarre. The Stellaron hunters appearing here, Blady getting arrested, me being lured to the matrix of prescience. It was all to bring you, the Astral Express crew, to the Xianzhou.
Mas pra quê? Como assim?
In the future that Elio chose, the power of the hunt is indispensable. And that's why the Astral Express crew had to come to the Luofu and achieve something important for the Xianzhou. You had to establish a connection with the Alliance. And that's why I had to trick you into coming here. I needed you to meet the Luofu's general in person and to help him resolve the Stellaron crisis. I needed the Alliance to owe you a favor. That way, in the future, at the most critical moment, the Xianzhou will offer you their help. What do you think? Surprised? The notorious Stellaron hunters did all that just to make you a hero of the Xianzhou? Quite the plot twist, don't you think?
Essa história não tá fazendo sentido, moça. Tá, os caras não têm relação com isso, mas eles queriam trazer a gente até esse lugar pra fazer o Xianzhou dever um favor pra gente. Por que você tá ajudando a gente?
Like I said, Elio withheld key pieces of information from me.
Esse cara.
The future holds endless possibilities. Knowing the right thing at the wrong time could spoil all our hard work. There is only one thing I can tell you about the future. In the best and the worst cases, you will eventually have to face Nanook the Destruction. And when that time comes, you will need all the help
eu vou
you can
enfrentar o
get.
maluco da destruição.
It will
Nanook.
proportions that neither you, nor I, nor the Astral Express will ever be able to reach. In the vast majority of futures, that's when destiny ends. But if we follow
Pô, que
Elio's
imagem
plan,
da hora, velho.
you know, even eons can be killed.
Bom, que dá pra matar Eons, eu acho que é possível, né? Mas como, né?
Eu sei lá, porra.
Hey, Luocha. You didn't finish telling us about the propagation. Keep going, it's interesting. So, neons can die, huh? Weird. I thought they were invincible.
There is no true invincibility or immortality in the world. Such exaggerations are born of the perspectives of ordinary beings. Nonetheless, ordinary beings could not have orchestrated the fall of the propagation. That Eon was slain at the hands of another Eon.
I don't understand. They're all eons. Why do they want to fight?
Are you really from the Xianzhou? Other eons aside, surely you must know the story of Lan and Yaoshe. Isn't destroying the Eon Yaoshe the Alliance's cherished aim?
Of course I know. Well, I know a little. My mom made me practice with swords all day. I didn't really go to school.
In that case, let's just change the subject. If you don't know about the feud between the hunt and the abundance, I'm afraid there's just too much to explain.
Fine. How's this for a subject? What's in the box?
Oh, this one?
É,
It's,
eu imaginei que era caixão.
more commonly known as a coffin.
The deceased. Aren't you a merchant?
Não, o cara é o comerciante de caixão.
Yes, indeed.
Huh?
This is just part of my job. I was asked to deliver this coffin to the Xianzhou. I'd quite forgotten.
Não, velho.
For long life species, death is probably a distant concept.
O cara luta usando caixão, velho, que da hora.
Nope. The Cloud Knights spend a lot of time on the battlefield. Death is a common occurrence. It's just, we don't put bodies in boxes. Coffins. In the Xianzhou, people go to the Hall of Karma in the Ten Lords Commission and consecrate the names and jade abacuses of the dead. It's our way of saying goodbye.
Autoridade de supervisão de vida longa.
The Foxians and the Videodora have their own ceremonies. Foxian soldiers place their dead in star skiffs and then let them drift out into the stars. They call it the returning. As for the Videodora, they're more mysterious. They say that when a Videodora is very old or has a fatal injury, they turn into an egg that looks like a pearl. When the shell breaks, they come out looking young again. My mom calls the Videodora long scions. When I was young, she told me stories of how the Videodora could turn into dragons. I don't know if that's true.
Acho que é só uma lenda, né?
What do you know? Silent but deadly speaks.
O caladão só fala.
Your mother is right. The Videodora are long scions. They are descendants of the Eon of Permanence. That was why some, but not all,
Como é que ele sabe disso?
turned into dragons.
Oxi.
The power was a rare inheritance, passed down only to those who could successfully complete numerous rites and challenges. For the inheritor, it was hard to say whether it was a blessing or a curse.
I've heard the story of Long the Permanence and their descendants. Many myths and legends praise the Eon for a rich and immortal life. But for some reason, the Eon disappeared among the stars without a trace. Almost as if they had never existed, leaving only their descendants. Every life has its limit. Even the Eons are not truly immortal and will eventually reach the end of their lives.
Let me ask you one more question. Do you know the person in the coffin?
Ué, tem alguém nesse caixão?
Yes.
Ih! Caraca, o cara tá carregando alguém. O cara tá carregando um corpo, como assim?
Friend?
No.
So, a sweetheart?
Miss, whatever gave you that impression? The individual in the coffin is neither friend nor relative. We met only once. By chance, I made someone a promise, and so I have to run this errand. Let's leave it at that, shall we? I think we've all had enough rest.
Ih, tem alguém ali, ó.
Silent but deadly. Locha, let's charge in together. If we take them out quickly, we can rescue the girl.
What happened to us letting you handle it?
Deixar tudo com você.
I've only got 2 hands. Please, I'll wangle you a prize for your bravery or something when it's all over.
Enough. Let's go.
Miss, are you okay?
What do you think?
O que você acha?
Sorry, I didn't see any blood, so I thought you were okay. You're a puppet.
My motor is broken. I can't move. Are you a Cloud Knight? Good. Take me to the Realm Keeping Commission.
Locha, silent but deadly. I'm afraid we have to delay things again. This lady is one of the judges of the Ten Lords Commission. As a Cloud Knight, I must prioritize her orders. I'm sorry. If I'd known, I wouldn't have got you to come with me. You'd probably be there by now if you'd gone by yourself.
I happen to have some medical knowledge. Perhaps I can treat the young lady's injuries?
Ué, mas ela é uma ciborgue.
Oh, it's just... she's a puppet. I think we should just take her to the Realm Keeping Commission.
Don't worry, Miss Sushang. leave it to me. You might get an aching or numbing sensation, but it shouldn't be too painful. Do you think you can hold still?
Esses momentos assim tão da hora pra tirar print, hein? Tô gostando.
It won't work. My body is mechanical, not flesh and blood.
Be it mechanical or organic, we're still dealing with composite substances. I just hope you'll tolerate my methods.
Ué?
Curious. How... What kind of medical knowledge
Conhecimento.
is this?
Conhecimento médico. Sei.
Abundance.
Very good.
Oh, o visual dessa moça bonitona.
No longer need to return to the Realm Keeping Commission. The mission continues. As a judge in the employ of the Ten Lords Commission, I am forbidden from interfering in the affairs of outsiders. However, seeing as you came to my aid, a word of advice. Leave as soon as possible. I came to address the root of our crisis by arresting a fugitive, a Stelaron hunter. This villain possesses exceptional swordsmanship and wields a divine weapon. They are extremely dangerous. If it hadn't been for a strange accident, my
o cara que o
lifespan
Dan
might have
conhece.
been cut short.
Strange accident?
Come with me.
E tem caroço nesse angu. Enquanto isso...
You know, even eons can be killed.
E voltamos pra cá de novo. Então o seu plano é matar um Aeon?
Are you kidding? That's not what we want. I just want to tell stories from the past. Stories about eons that have fallen. Lon the Permanence, Drilla the Beauty, Anna the Order, Tazeronth the Propagation, Akivili the Trailblaze.
Ah, então 5 Aeons já foram de arrastão pra cima?
These names were once known all over the universe. Now they've all but disappeared, leaving behind only masterless paths. And currently, there are 3 ways an eon can perish known to humanity. 1. Paths with overlapping concepts will eventually collide, and the broader path will engulf the narrower one. That's how Enna the Order was assimilated by Xipe the Harmony. 2. In a war between eons, the stronger side will annihilate the weaker one. That's how Tazeronth the Propagation fell. Under the guidance of the Hunt, the Xianzhou Alliance travels the universe exterminating abominations cultivated by the Abundance. So, the Xianzhou too are engaged in this process.
Tá aqui uma boa pergunta. O Akivili morreu nas mãos de um Aeon?
I don't know. Akivili's disappearance was very mysterious. Noose is probably the only one that can answer that question. After all, Droid Head knows everything.
O Nous, Aeon da erudição. Ok.
What do you think? Fascinating stories, no? They're the kind of stories that folks on the straight and narrow would never tell you.
Tá aí, qual é a terceira maneira? O
Hold
Stelaron?
on. Any minute now. It's begun.
E... começou o quê? Eita porra! Ué, um pé de feijão? Dá pra matar um Aeon com um pé de feijão? Ih, apareceu
Let's
outro.
go, Blady. 2 more places to visit.
Era todo parte do plano dela.
Escape? How are we gonna explain this to the Master Diviner?
Quer dizer, olha, ela não escapou, ela... Bom, enfim, né?
If what she said is true, we won't have to explain anything.
Hey, did she brainwash you?
Começou a dar tudo errado. Cara, como eu tenho certeza que essa árvore vai subir, deixa eu tirar uma foto aqui, vai. a cara da Brônia.
Wasn't this the dead tree Qingque showed us earlier? How did it grow all of a sudden?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Even the long-lived might not witness something like this in their lifetime. I'm so lucky.
Fertilizante.
Such extraordinary energy.
É o Stelaron.
It's the Stellaron.
Mr. Yang, do you mean the Stellaron is making the ambrosial arbor grow?
Né? Apareceu umas coisas amarela no meio da árvore. Só pode ser o Stelaron.
Yes,
Staion.
the Stellaron the Cloud Knights are searching for must be causing this anomaly.
Unless Kafka deceived the Matrix of Prescience.
Stay calm, Diviner Fu. The Matrix of Prescience does not lie. The logic you have laid out concerning Kafka makes sense. It has helped me to fill in another piece of the puzzle. I agree there is a hostile external force at work on the Luofu. The Stellaron didn't appear out of thin air. Someone managed to sneak it onto the ship. As for the culprits behind the Luofu's internal strife, I believe we are dealing with the so-called disciples of Sanctus Medicus. That shadowy organization of the denizens of abundance. Kafka's revelations confirm my suspicions.
General, when did you have these suspicions?
The moment the planter of the Stellaron revealed himself. The Xianzhou has the blessing of the Rainbow Arbiter, and only another Eon's Emanator would be capable of sneaking onto this ship without my knowing. We are dealing with an external threat. The Stellaron corrosion continues to flood into the ship, and yet it bypassed both the seat of divine foresight and the shackling prison. There is forethought here. Our enemy must have had access to Luofu intelligence for things to unfold in this way. It is evident now. The Stellaron hunters aren't the ones behind the curtain. No. As soon as I set eyes on Blade, it was clear to me. But why is he here? And why did he draw the Astral Express? That piece of the puzzle still eludes me.
Tipo, eu sou um Stelaron e eu meio que entrei em contato com aquele maluco lá. Será que tem alguma ligação?
Nevertheless,
Me trazer até aqui para entrar em conexão com ele de novo?
These Stellaron hunters are a captivating group. Such lengths to get the Xianzhou and the Express onto the same track. Who would have believed it?
General, we must retain all urgency. The ambrosial arbor.
It's the Stellaron. No need to search high and low. The traders have planted it in the ambrosial arbor's delve, thereby causing the tree to grow once again.
Every crisis is a turning point. A problem is easier to resolve when you know where it lies. Am I coming up with a plan again?
Of course. I'm sure you have a countermeasure at the ready, Master Diviner.
From my perspective, convening the Cloud Knights is our immediate priority. We must head into the roots of the ambrosial arbor, expel the Stellaron spirits, and prevent the arbor's resurrection.
As ever, the Master Diviner's omniscia provides for the fastest solution. However,
não sei se esse cara tá falando sério ou se ele tá zombando, mano. Muito bom,
I have known the Stellaron's location for a while now. So why have I held back our forces?
General?
Well?
You're a scoundrel.
Você é um sem vergonha.
Pulling up the grass requires removing the roots. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus have chosen to make their move now, which means the Cloud Knights have the situation under control and the traders have run out of patience. Now is the time to capture them all in one fell swoop.
You've been sitting on that this whole time? How will you justify the losses if something goes wrong, General?
Please, Lady Fu. I still have forces to deploy.
As
We were in
forças
need
dele,
of
é.
extra
Nós.
hands, and the Stellaron hunters were kind enough to bring us together with the Astral Express. How could I look the other way?
Gente, a gente tem um problema.
Oh, that massive tree has suddenly sprung to life. It's my fault. I had higher expectations of the General.
Esperava mais do jeito.
Please, we can't keep getting them to do everything for us. Since when did we run out of people on the Luofu? Why are you staring at me?
O cara virou a cabeça no seco,
Do I
velho.
need to remind you, General, that the Ambrosial Arbor's access point is a closely guarded secret? Allowing Outworlders would be...
A violation of the rules and regulations. I would like to remind you, Lady Fu, that the Xianzhou comes before its rules and regulations, all the more so in times of crisis. As such, I am about to make a decision that runs counter to those rules and regulations. Decisions.
Que prazer raro.
What a rare pleasure.
Quebrar as regras, que delícia.
Lady Fu, I hereby issue you with the military tally. The Cloud Knights will be under your control. You will act in concert with the other forces in the approach to the Ambrosial Arbor through the Alchemy Commission Delve.
Under... my control?
You've been eager to discover for yourself what it is to be a general, have you not?
You've never given me the opportunity, and now suddenly... Understood. As you wish.
As for our astral friends, I hereby formally welcome you all to join our operation to seal the Stellaron. Lady Fu will deploy the Cloud Knights, but I would like you to set off in advance. Take a shortcut through the Artisanship Commission and convene with Lady Fu further down the line.
Tarefa recebida.
This is no errand, honored guests. I am merely stating what needs to be done should you wish to help us.
You've never really seen us as outsiders, huh?
Miss Tingyun, I would like you to continue to serve as a guide for our astral friends.
Oh, of course, General. I am duty-bound.
Nossa, coitada da outra, ela tá... A gente tá arrastando ela pra tudo quanto é lugar.
I thought I might be relieved of my guiding duties once the Divination Commission affair was over. Who would have thought the General would take such a liking to you? I suppose I must accompany you further. Fate can be so unpredictable.
Na saúde e na doença somos duas metades de uma laranja podre.
Tá bom.
You have quite the sense of humor, benefactors. I've encountered more trouble with you than I have with the merchant fleet in 10 years.
Por quê, cara?
I just hope everything is smooth sailing from now on. Please look after me.
Beleza, moça. Você tem medo do perigo?
The General said there are traitors aboard the ship, but only someone from the 6 commissions could bring the Stellaron into the Xianzhou undetected, let alone plant it within the Ambrosial Arbor.
Você acha que foi quem?
I am saying nothing of the sort, just raising a doubt, that's all. Please be careful, benefactors.
Essa pode ser a nossa hora de brilhar pela comissão de exploração do céu.
I understand. The Luofu is in danger, and members of the 6 commissions should stand united. You did save my life at Cloudford. Consider this my returning the favor.
Justo.
You want to
Vamos
leave
lá.
straight away? Let me pack some things. I'll be right there.
The Alchemy Commission and Scale Gorge waterscape delves are adjacent to the Ambrosial Arbor's seal. I'd like you to investigate these places.
Então, o que é exatamente a árvore?
It is an ancient artifact that was planted on the Xianzhou Luofu by Yaoshe, the Eon of Abundance. It has the
Caraca,
power to shape life and subdue death at will.
ela tem o poder de moldar a vida e impedir a morte.
The
Nossa.
ancestors of the Luofu people consumed the fruits of the Ambrosial Arbor and gained endless lifespans. Thus
Sounds like an amazing treasure.
Yes. It was also the bane of everything to come.
Você não tá feliz pela ressurreição da árvore?
As outsiders, you are unfamiliar with the history of the Xianzhou. I cannot blame you for asking a question like this. Let me tell you a story. Long ago, before the Xianzhou took to the skies, our ancestors lived on the surface of a planet. Like all of you, the Xianzhou people at that time were a mortal species with a lifespan of fewer than 100 years. There was a time when the ruling emperor could not bear his temporary existence, or the thought of his life's achievements being lost to another after his death. He became fixated on acquiring an elixir of immortality, and focused his power on constructing a fleet of 9 ships. These ships would voyage into deep space, where traces of gods were rumored to exist.
Eu vi algum vídeo no canal do YouTube dele sobre isso.
Did he succeed?
Yes. And no. He succeeded because,
vou até ver depois.
after an arduous journey,
Quer dizer, vou até ver de novo quando acabar aqui.
eventually witnessed the manifestation of a god. Yaoshe's appearance provided for all manner of unfathomable celestial blessings. However, he failed because the fleet has been lost ever since, and has never been able to return to its home planet.
That doesn't sound so bad. The Xianzhou people went on a great adventure and got what they wanted in the end. Right?
Oh? Our ancestors once thought so too, but the miracle of longevity was nothing more than a vain dream. Take the Law Fu, for example. Immortality seemed like a beautiful thing. But what followed was population expansion and diminishing resources. In the struggle for survival, the immortals lost their humanity and degenerated into mere beasts. After paying the price with blood and tears, the Law Fu people finally understood that immortality is not a free blessing. In the eras that followed, other beings that had likewise received Yaoshe's blessings repeatedly attacked the Xianzhou in an attempt to take the sacred artifact as their own. Countless atrocities were committed as a result.
Ok.
Many Xianzhou comrades who were lucky enough to survive the wars became stricken with Mara, a condition that immortals are susceptible to. Had it not been for the enlightenment and protection of the Rainbow Arbiter, the Xianzhou alliance you see today would never have existed. At this point in the story, I assume you understand the disasters that the resurrection of the Ambrosial Arbor might bring about?
Entendi. Bom, você disse que tem traidores no Law Fu.
Thousands of years have passed since the Rainbow Arbiter felled the Ambrosial Arbor. Most in the Xianzhou regard the arbor as nothing more than the stump of a dead tree. Only those familiar with our history and the ancient texts know of its origin. Our ancestors placed the stump in full view of the people precisely to make it seem unimportant. But in fact, they sealed it behind layers upon layers of delve enchantment. Even if one travels toward the Ambrosial Arbor, one will never reach it. Someone brought a Stellaron into the Xianzhou and planted it among the roots of the Ambrosial Arbor. They wished to resurrect it and achieve their hidden goal through external aggression. In my opinion, the force that provided the Stellaron and the force that activated it have different objectives.
Também acho.
I have asked Fu Shen to open a shortcut to the Divination Commission for you.
Ooh, that was scary. I was having a snack in the repository when the Ambrosial Arbor started to grow. The trunk suddenly shot right up into the sky. So, the legends were right all along. Such is life, full of surprises. That's why you gotta seize any opportunity to take a break.
Isso é verdade, moço. Você tem
trouble will come
ponto.
knocking at your door.
Você não parece nem um pouco afetada com o que acabou de ver.
It'll be fine. Even if the sky collapses, we have the Master Diviner with us to hold it up. Oh, and now we have the General here too. What do subordinates like us have to panic about? Let the big shots worry about the big events.
O segredo da felicidade.
The secret to happiness.
Justo, vou aderir. Vou aderir esse conhecimento pra minha vida.
She did. She saw me on her way over. She told me to go to the repository and read up on anything related to the ambrosial arbor. A simple task like that is only 15 minutes work for me. I heard people say even the general has to watch his manners when asking you for help. Pretty impressive. I don't have much to offer you. Here, take this book. It's the thought that counts.
Vamos dar livro? Ué.
I was gonna wait for the Master Diviner to get off work so I could show you around and teach Mr. Yang how to play Celestial Jade.
Your kindness is much appreciated, Miss Qingque. As for Celestial Jade, we'll have to leave it for next time.
I know, you've got an important task ahead. Sorry to keep you. Priorities are priorities. Well then, get back safely. Remember to come find me in Exalting Sanctum.
Beleza. E ela me deu livro mesmo. Esse vídeo aqui ficou com uma edição bem mais simples. Esse final ficou meio zoadinho. Minha voz tava meio baixa. Deve ser porque eu tava cansado quando eu tava terminando de gravar esse negócio. Mas enfim, é isso. Esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Muito obrigado por ter assistido até agora. Deixa um like, se inscreva no canal. E a gente se vê numa próxima.